Welcome to On the Move, a business record effort that aims to help you hear directly from new leaders who are shaping Iowa's business community. I'm your host, Chris Conetzkey, president and group publisher of the Business Record. We've got a fantastic leader with us here today. Cindy Lande was recently elected as the next managing member of BrownWinick law firm. Welcome, Cindy. Well, tell us just a little bit maybe about how long you've been with the firm and what the role is that you're going to be in the organization.
Absolutely. So I've been with BrownWinick for about 14 years now. I started as a transactional associate just a couple years outside of law school, and I've been with the firm ever since, working my way up and developing skills. I joined our executive committee, which is part of how the firm is led, about 5 years ago, and have been in that role working alongside our last two managing partners until I was elected managing partner just back in June of this year. As managing partner, you are still a member of our executive committee, setting strategy and direction for the firm and leading it into the future.
So now in your role leading the organization from that standpoint, tell us a little bit about what that entails and how you're approaching that role.
Absolutely. So historically, our management committee has been a little bit more hands-on, the management of the firm, the finance and the people and the day-to-day things that just come up for any business or organization. And over the last 5 years, while I've been on the executive committee, we've really taken that group of attorneys at the firm and tried to make it a more strategic role. So we're doing things like figuring out what the newest growth opportunities are for the firm here in Des Moines, the broader Midwest, for the businesses that we work with. It's working with our partners and our leaders and our practice groups to figure out what they need to continue growing and to remove obstacles for them, and then just watching out for things that we need to be aware of as the firm continues to grow and move forward.
Well, I imagine that most organizations, you have a specific structure, and that structure stays in place. And so law firm, that has to be a bit of a challenge, right? Leading an organization with a committee type of approach.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is interesting as well because we're owned by our partners. Right. That's the attorneys who work at the firm are our partners and our owners, which does bring some unique aspects to the role. What I would say is we've been really lucky and blessed to grow so much over the last few years, and we've been hiring the right people who have really bought into that model of not letting things get stagnant or being comfortable with the luck and the growth we've had so far, but really figuring out what we can do to improve, continue to grow, and better serve our clients every day.
Are there some key priorities that you and the organization are going to be working towards?
Yep. So there are a few things. The biggest one is continuing to hire the right people and train them so they can be effective and efficient and deliver those best client services as quickly as possible. So always recruiting, training, I think will continue to be a top priority in the long term.
Are you seeing the types of folks that you're trying to bring to the organization? Is that changing over time? Is that still the same? Is it how do you approach that as an organization as you're trying to grow?
Yeah, so things always continue to develop. Industries that we're in right now or the type of work we're doing right now in some cases didn't exist 20 years ago. So those things change, but what we value and how we serve our clients really hasn't changed in the 75-year history of the firm. We prioritize excellent legal service. We prioritize practical delivery of services to our clients. So our clients are businesses. They're not necessarily individuals who want legal memos, they want solutions, and we prioritize collaboration. So figuring out who the right people are at the firm to make sure we're being as efficient as possible. I think one of the other priorities we're really leaning into right now is, like all businesses, AI. So figuring out what it means for us. I think there's a lot of concern or fear that AI may replace professional service providers, that some of the, especially for our newest attorneys, some of the things that they do can be done by AI. But we're taking a little bit of a different approach, and we're figuring out how we can use AI to be more efficient, to come up with more creative solutions, and to continue delivering those to clients who have trusted us and built that relationship. So we're not worried about it. We're excited.
Where have you seen either opportunity or pitfalls in the use?
Well, I think for legal professionals, the pitfalls, unfortunately, are pretty highly publicized. There's folks who have submitted things to courts with hallucinated, cases, citations, those sorts of things. Those are the pitfalls you have to watch out for. But Our opportunities are everywhere. So on research or combining other people's experiences, AI does that really well. You can kind of see, has anyone ever done this before and what did it look like? We also are finding a lot of operational efficiencies. So taking things that have historically been manual, compiling documents, building sets of things that can be done by AI now much more efficiently than they could in the past.
I was reminiscing about my one law class, my journalism law class with Barbara Mack, and the big project at the end, I had to go find all the case law, and I thought, oh my gosh, with AI to just as a roadmap to say what cases might have been applicable as a way to shortcut through potential opportunities to see what's out there. There's so much case law out there that's got to be a big component of it, to at least bring things to the forefront. Hopefully not to hallucinate things, but
absolutely lots of opportunities.
But maybe when I was working on that at the last minute, that would have been helpful. In some
a good
fashion.
start.
I think so. Is there a challenge as an organization that you're trying to address, or things you're trying to help other organizations with?
Yeah, I would say one challenge or opportunity, depending on how you look at it, that we have right now in the organization is prioritization. So I see 2 to 5 great opportunities or things we could be doing come across my desk every single day. There's so many ways we could be growing and improving, and just making sure that we are focused and diligent and restrained and figuring out what is the top priority, what requires our attention today, and focusing on those things both for our organization and for me personally, I think is really important right now, and that's the way we can be most effective.
When you maybe push the trek out a couple of years, you're in this role for 3 years, but as you think about the vision kind of for BrownWinick, where do you see helping shape that as you think about the organization a few steps down the line?
Yeah, so I think our trajectory, we've grown a lot in the 14 years that I've been at the firm, and it looks like we're on track to continue growing, which is wonderful. Tremendously lucky to have had that trajectory and to see it going forward. What it means is we're just not the same structure organizationally that we were 14 years ago, and some of the things that scale from 30 attorneys to 40 don't then scale to 150 employees or attorneys. And so figuring out what are the processes and the adjustments that we need to how people work together, where the responsibility for certain functions sit within the organization, what are the tools we need, those are the places where we're spending a lot of time right now.
Are there some newer areas that you as a firm are trying to help different businesses with right now?
Yep. So we always try to keep our eyes open to what's popular right now. I think in Iowa right now we've seen a lot of development around data centers and energy. Another area that we've got attorneys who are really focused in the state is on some of the breweries. We've seen a lot of those growing in the state in popularity over the last 5 to 10 years. So just watching for places where we see needs. Iowa remains a really heavy ag, manufacturing, construction. Those are industries that remain really important in the state, although they continue to evolve and adjust. And so we do with our clients who are in those industries as well.
You're the first female managing partner for the firm. I know that's something you're proud of. Talk a little bit about what that means to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's sort of a weird question to get. It is, I think, important to acknowledge that we have our first female partner. At the same time, it's something that, if I'm being candid, it's not something I'm the most comfortable touting, but I know it is very important to others. And to be able to see that there is that opportunity and that we are an organization that empowers everyone to hold a role at each level of the organization, and that if you're someone who shows up and you work hard and you treat others right and you practice with excellence and integrity, that there's no ceiling to what you can do within the firm.
I imagine there's been, like a lot of professions, a change in what the demographics look like within the law industry. Talk a little bit about that, and just I don't know that I have a firm understanding of what that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think once upon a time, I've heard or I've seen pictures, it looks like it's almost exclusively male attorneys. And that's changed over time. Certainly women entered law school and then started practicing. At our firm, we're actually finding we are hiring more women out of law school than men. And that is the result purely of the fact that more women are going to law school. So the ratio of men to women has really flopped in law school. So we're having a lot of women join the firm. What we're finding is we just have to keep, with time, finding opportunities for them at higher and higher levels, up to and including managing partner.
I know you're involved in the community. What's maybe a community issue that you're passionate about or that you're involved in?
Yeah, so one that's near and dear to me is childcare. I've got 2 daughters, 7 and 11. If you do the math, that means they were 1 and 5 at the beginning of COVID. And I think childcare in our community has just really changed dramatically since COVID. It was something that was never perfect or easy, and COVID just really threw things completely out of whack. And so I feel for our young people now who are having a first or a second or a third child, and they're looking for that infant care, and they're trying to manage those sick days, the kids they're catching the colds, those sorts of things, and trying to find that affordable quality care where you feel good sending your kids while you go to work every day. And I know there's tremendous investments locally in solving that problem, but I think that's one that we can't lose our focus on fast enough.
It's been interesting, just even the last 5 years or so, how much more prevalent that discussion is. And I think COVID, like you rightly pointed to, helped shone a light on that in a way, on something that was still a problem before COVID. Also, right? I've got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, so lived through some of that same dynamic. But I do think that it's no longer something that you have to convince people about the importance of childcare and the effects on the economy and on business that come along with that as well. So I've seen a lot of progress in that area. So hopefully that continues.
Hopefully.
Anything else that you're involved in the community that you're passionate about?
No, so I serve on 2 boards currently. I've been involved in a number of organizations over time, but try to focus my energy and attention to things that I am passionate about. I currently serve on the board of Women Lead Change, so empowering professional development, workforce development for women and for everyone statewide. Really enjoy that opportunity. And then I serve on the board of directors for the Iowa Law School Foundation. So my time at the University of Iowa was really valuable to me. I met my husband there. I got the degree that lets me do what I love to do every day. So I enjoy giving back to that organization as well.
Great. What's maybe something that you want the business community to know about how you operate as they look to interact with you in BrownWinick?
Yeah, I would say, I think most people in town know the name BrownWinick. We've been in the community for over 75 years at this point. What we want people to know is that we are the approachable, practical business law firm. So if you've got a business issue and you don't know who to call or how you might solve that problem, that's something that BrownWinick's, one of our attorneys would want to sit down, want to talk about it and see if we could be not just a legal partner, but a business partner.
All right, we're going to kind of shift into the rapid fire part so we get to learn a little bit more about you. And so what's one thing maybe we'd find you doing in your free time?
So I love to do triathlons. That's something I'm passionate about. So running, swimming, biking. I did my first full Ironman a little less than 2 years ago now, and I really enjoy it.
I was going to ask you because I went back and I was reading your 40 under 40. Yep. You were 40 under 40, and I saw that you'd done half Ironman, and I was going to say, well, are we going to do the full?
I did my full.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us, for people that don't know what an Ironman actually entails, what does that entail?
So it's a long day.
Make me feel bad about myself is what I'm asking you to do.
No, it's over 140 miles total. It was a 15+ hour day for me, but you start with a 2.4 mile swim, which is my favorite part of the triathlon. I like that, just long, easy swim. Then you spend, I think I was out for another 8 hours biking, and then you finish with a marathon. So it is a long day. It is a lot of training. The day was great. I loved the training. I learned so much about my resilience and what I could do and the structure that you've got to it. I learned how to take care of my own bike. I'm not a mechanical person. Made great new friends out training. So it was a really, really great experience.
Did you have somebody lead you through that process of training, or was that self?
I had a coach who actually helped me with my training plan, but then just a lot of friends in the triathlon community who have been encouraging about trying a full distance Ironman for years anyway.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Not very many people that say they can have the discipline to do that. So what's maybe your biggest pet peeve in business?
Oh, pet peeve. Oh, man. I think like anybody, I don't know that this is a pet peeve, but I think the thing that the toughest, most annoying thing every day is emails. I'd like everyone, I think we've got emails upon emails upon emails. So if I could find a way to get rid of those, have a quick conversation, solve the problem, I think I'd be happier without emails.
When you play music, what song or artist might be playing in the background?
I listen to really whatever's on the radio. I'm not picky about it. I listen to what my kids listen to. So whether it's the most recent Taylor Swift, album.
Have the K-pop Demon Hunters?
I was about to say, Golden is up there too.
Yeah,
a lot of K-pop.
We could sing it together probably. It's been played enough in my household.
I think we could, yes. Off key for me. But
we will not put that on the recording. So what's maybe your favorite movie or TV show?
Favorite movie or TV show? So, movies from a kid, my favorite movie is still Peter Pan. So oldie but a goodie. And TV shows, it's a lot of whatever's on TV, or my husband and I like to go back and watch old TV shows from the 90s, 2000s. So we're in the middle of ER. I think we're on season, 8, 9 at this point, going back and watching it all the way through. But we're neither of us are medical professionals, but we like to guess what the solution for this problem might be. So that's a fun game.
Do you have a favorite law case, perhaps something that you had to study or that you leverage all the time?
Oh man, so I am not a litigator.
Okay.
So I don't use the cases at all, and that's probably the way I like it. My advice is more practical or trying to build and solve the problem. But it is better if I don't get into the cases. Yes, absolutely.
I understand you like memoirs.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite memoir that...
what is one I've read recently? I like listening to newer memoirs. So I'm thinking of Colin Jost is one I listened to recently, and I like to listen to them. Mm-hmm. So I don't like to read them. I like to hear people tell their story. And it doesn't matter what the story is. I listened to one from a ultra marathon runner recently, but I like to listen to people tell their stories.
What did you learn from Colin Jost?
From Colin Jost, I don't know that I learned much. I laughed a lot, I think is what I did with that one. Yeah, that was good. A funny one.
Favorite bite of food in Des Moines?
Oh, food in Des Moines. So my daughters and I, we're doing sushi tonight at Wasabi. That's one of their favorites. So
we're hosting a Tastemakers event out there relatively soon, and they do a great job. Connie, our owner, has been raving about them. So
yes, we love it.
Our whole world is circling around on that.
Yes,
so.
that's it. I think you'll enjoy it.
Great. Last question, and I know you went to Iowa State, but also Iowa. So Cyclones, Hawkeyes, where do you find your allegiances lie there?
So I would say I will cheer for both of them. I think they are both great teams. If the Cyclones are playing the Hawkeyes, you're going to see me in red and gold.
I think that's the right answer.
I think so too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cardinal and gold, I should say. Yes.
Anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
No, I just say thank you for the opportunity to chat today about our firm and what we've got going on.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us for On the Move. I'm so grateful to have so many fantastic leaders in this community, and glad to have gotten a chance to get to know you today, Cindy, and I hope that you did as well. We know that one of the secrets to this community's success is the way we connect on a personal level with each other. So do me a favor, as Cindy is on the move in her new role at BrownWinick, find a way to lend her an extra hand as she works to help shape the future for BrownWinick. Thank you again for watching. Again, I'm Chris Conetzkey, President of the Business Record, and I'll see you next time for On the Move.